Tomato Seed Experiment, Part 2. Hi, I'm Gail, Gardening Gal, and today we're going to take a look at the tomato seeds that I planted last week on January the 3rd, and we'll see how they've done in the 3 different mediums I've grown them in. Alright, so I have 2 different varieties. I have the Micro Tom, which is a miniature tomato plant. It's only supposed to grow like 8 inches tall. And then I have the Orange Hat, which is going to be up to about 12 inches tall. And I plan on growing these indoors in the winter time so I can have some tomatoes until the garden plants are ready. So, what did I do? You can see part 1 of the video where I actually planted these, but what we have is we have an experiment where I'm doing some in peat pots, and you can see these 2 in here, one of the Micro Toms and the Orange Hats. I've had the ones where I just planted them in a little seed starting mix in one of these 3-ounce cups. And then I have one of these where I've had them in a bio sponge bottom with a seed starting mix top, and I have, for each of these, I have a Micro Tom and I have the Orange Hat. So what ended up happening? This little guy, the Micro Tom, he was the first guy up. He came up probably after 3 days, so I was real surprised. Well, it didn't have any more action until 2 more days. Then all of a sudden these 3 came up, followed by let's see, I think that one, and then finally this one. Now, how have they done? Well, obviously this guy is the first one up, and he has a first set of leaves up here. But this Orange Hat in just the plain old seed starting mix, it also has its first true set of leaves on here. Matter of fact, both of these, all 3 of them do in this particular pot. Let's see, the Orange Hats that were in the peat pot have, they're a little bit behind, and the Orange Hats in the bio sponge potting soil are doing okay. They're developing their first true set of leaves. This poor little guy back here, I don't know what the issue with him is. He might be getting sunburn because of the growing lights that I'm growing him under. And this poor little guy, he had his leaf split. And not sure what happened there, but hey, that's just the basic little seedling leaves, so we don't need to worry about it. Okay, so let's go to this little guy because I want to show you something. So I have 3 seedlings in here, and you can see 2 of them are right next to each other. I don't want to grow seedlings right next to each other like that, but I also don't want to just pull this one out, although I could. What I'm going to do is take a pair of sharp little scissors and then cut the one that I don't want. Poor little guy. I could probably put him in some water and he might still grow, but I'm not too worried about that because I have a bunch of them. Between these 2, I'm going to let the 2 of them grow for just a little bit, just in case this one decides to catch up and all of a sudden become a big plant. But it looks like this one is going to be the one that I grow. I have the same issue here with this Orange Hat. You can see that I have one tiny little one growing here. So he's going bye-bye. Now, here's one thing that's happening with the peat pots that I don't particularly like. They dry out really easily on top and they stay kind of soggy on the bottom. So it's difficult to get a really good watering out of these guys. And it's also difficult to put them in and out of the container. These guys, even though I have, holes in the bottom, and I've been watering them at about the same rate as I do the peat pots, they're fine. And matter of fact, I can probably go a few more days without watering these again. Micro sponges, I probably go another day or so without watering them. And once again, they have a little bit more dampness on the bottom of the cup than these do. But so I need to quit watering this one for just a little bit, just so it doesn't get too terribly soggy. All right, what's the next step for these guys? Next step is I've got some new grow lights that are going to be coming in the next few weeks, and I'm going to put them under those. Meanwhile, I have them under some grow lights that I've been using the last 2 years. And like I said, this one I think has been too close to the light and it's gotten kind of a little burn. But ultimately, I only want to grow maybe 2 of each plants, because that should give me absolutely more than enough for my winter salads, especially since I have a ton of lettuce and celtas growing in the garden still, with carrots. And yes, they've been snowed on and everything's been fine. They're still producing, but I need some tomatoes. All right, so that's the end of this one. Next time, I think that some of these are going to need to be repotted, and I will show you how I'm going to be doing the repotting. And we'll also take a look at the grow light setup once I get that set up. And that's it for today. So Gail, Gardening Gal, signing out for the day, saying have yourself a wonderful day and happy gardening. Bye.